Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and pokey yokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. Why rush to end it all? It feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think of thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, Namastizzle, peace and many blessings. Om Namo Idama Mbuyi Gana Hasa Savalari Karasa Maya Shridam Vridam Kuru Kuru Swaha Om Namo Idama Mbuyi Gana Hasa Savalari Karasa Maya Shridam Vridam Kuru Kuru Swaha. What's up, people? On this day of Mars, this Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, I greet you in peace. Namaste. What's up, Nikki Love? How are you? Always good to see you, young lady. What's going on? Where you at? How's the weather? How was the weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend. That day is almost here. We got about 10 days to go. I've been enjoying this month. It looks like next week we will finally get some fall-like weather here in Texas and shit. Finally. You know what I mean? I only asked for 1 week. Hell, 1 day in Texas. It's just, what's up, Sharon? How are you? What's going on? So yeah. Today is Mars Day. Red is the color, blood red. If you're at war, this is the color, and this is the day. All right. They are still trying to do everything possible to make sure you don't use magic and you stay on a very degenerate base level. You know what I mean? The latest fuckery is this lip gloss that they got, that they are marketing to young ladies. You should see what it looks like. I'm gonna show you in just a second. Brother Ultra Instinct, always a pleasure, sir. How are you? Still hot in Florida? 90 degrees. Yeah, it's about that here. What's up, Brother Moore? Peace, peace, peace. All right. This is what the latest lip gloss trend looks like, y'all. This is the latest. This is what it looks like. That's what they're calling this. It says the young girlies are loving it. Look at that. Can you believe that? Look at that shit there, y'all. It's just never ending. Never fucking ending. You see the comments, but yeah. What does that look like? What does that actually look like? All right. Like Sharon's response, like, I know you fucking lying. Yeah, this is the latest trend. They are not going to stop. It is unending. To sit back, I know I keep saying this, but to sit back and watch the depravity, degrading shit that goes on in this current society just amazes me, that people are going on with their everyday lives like nothing is happening. You know what I mean? Like nothing, absolutely nothing is happening. Like there's absolutely, I don't see any concern about any of this. What's up, Mooney? How are you? Good to see you. The Drake album cover? No, I have not seen that. Let's take a look. What does it look like? Is it this one? Okay, which one am I looking for? I see a couple of them, and I still think he's like the corniest motherfucker that's ever come out. If you cornier than Silk the Shocker, your ass is corny. Right? End Times? Man. Iceman album? Okay. Let's see. Iceman. Let's see. This is what I'm looking for? This is what I'm looking at? I mean, is it this? This is what I'm looking for? That it? Right, super corny. Exactly. What's up, Chikezi? Yes, Silk the Shocker. Silk the Shocker's on my number one list. I mean, not list, but he's in the top 5 corniest motherfuckers ever. Ever. Silk the Shocker is first. No, Drake hits that now. That's how corny he is to me. You know, actually, I had MC Hammer up there for a minute, and then as I matured, Hammer wasn't bad, and he made good music, and we all was dancing to that shit. I ain't been on social media much today. I've seen some, but it may be fake. Okay. Yep. Word. That's the real cover. Okay, so looking at all that snow, is that? They changed it. It looked like that the lip gloss, but all over his. Oh, right. I seen that. That I think Ani Osaru pointed that out. I think so. Yeah, I seen that, and I just went elsewhere. I was like, what Sharon put earlier. Like, I know you fucking lying. Like, yeah, with nut all over his face. Only a corny motherfucker would allow some shit like that. I don't care how much they paying me. More like this, right? Okay, I thought I had it, but yeah, he looked like he had. I mean, that's typical of a corny motherfucker to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not surprised about Drake doing some shit like that, allowing himself to be pimped out like that. I'm not surprised at all. What's up, Prox? Iceman Inheritance, indeed. Hip Hop Elevation. Peace, God. How are you? Legacy Sigma. Peace and blessings, sir. MC Hammer is a gangster. I heard that. I heard Hammer was actually about that life back then. I don't know if he's still. I mean, he's in his 50s now. But I heard that. So much nostalgia. Yeah. Okay. I mean, anytime your child who is a teenager, and that's when he came out, anytime your child says to you, I don't know why he rapping now. He's the crippled kid in the Degrassi. Anytime your child says something like that, you know he got to be corny, man. Process stream what Iceman Inheritance, yeah. Hammer is the biggie man for real, for real. I heard some stories about Hammer. You know, like he's really about that. He's about it. You know, so yeah, man. Um, it's 2025, and you still have to tell people Hammer don't play no games. He wants. Yeah, I heard. So I've been took him off the corny list. I've been took him off that. But yeah, I heard he was like that. He really was the shit in the town. I heard. I heard everything that you're saying. I heard everything that y'all saying. Peace, Michael Surratt. What's up, man? All right. So in 2025, 20. Let's just get into it. Hopefully, y'all are using your magic and doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? The mantra you heard me reciting earlier at the beginning of this broadcast comes from the ultimate mantra book that I've told y'all about, the mystical formula. It comes from that, and it's for unexpected profits. As you can see, I've memorized it and I can recite it by heart. Several of them I can recite by heart, but that was just giving you a taste of mantras. Remember that your brain is capable of doing a lot of things. And so I've heard people say that they can't memorize stuff, they can't do this. Your brain is equipped for you to multitask in everything else. Okay. This is why I say eat a lot of green leafy vegetables and the supplements that I've told y'all about. Keep your brain in shape. Think of it as a muscle. Exercise that motherfucker regularly. You know what I mean? So you must have missed it. The mantra was Om Namo Idam Buddhi Gana Hasa Savaladi Karasa Maya Shridam Vridam Kuru Kuru Swaha. Om Namo Idam Buddhi Gana Hasa Savaladi Karasa Maya Shridam Vridam Kuru Kuru Swaha. That is unexpected profits. So if you're in business for yourself, that is a great one to learn. Okay. Use your magic, and use your magic. It is incredible to me that anyone even has to be convinced to tap in with all the current shit that's going on. It should be common sense by now. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Song form is best. That's how I learned a lot of mantras. Whatever works for you. The name of the book with the mantras is Mystical Formula. That has over 400 mantras in it, including mantras for the retrograde. And I'm not talking just Mercury retrograde, any planetary retrograde. They got a formula in there. The catch is it's going to be a lot of times that you will have to recite the mantra. What's the formula? Yes, 108 times. That's correct. 108 times on a daily basis. The mantra is for unexpected profits. What number? I don't have the book in front of me. I couldn't tell you. You'll be able to find it. I promise you. It works too. That's a great mantra to use. One more time is Om Namo Idam Buddhi Gana Hasa Savaladi Karasa Maya Shridam Vridam Kuru Kuru Swaha. That is that mantra. Right? All right. So like I said, this should be common sense. Last week, I had to tell somebody to keep their hands to themselves, right? I put it on Facebook and I got a lot of responses. Like it's 2025 and you still got to tell people, white people, to keep their hands to themselves regarding your hair. You know what I mean? I should put it in better context, because the way I worded it, it made it seem like some random stranger walked up to me and started playing in my hair. That's not what happened. What happened when I was in the bowling alley and I'm in the league and we were actually playing this team. And I'd seen her before, I'd spoken to her a couple times, blah, blah, blah. She wasn't a complete stranger, but we may have had one conversation. She started, just touching my hair, and I had to, correct her then and there, right in front of her husband. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like 2025, and you still got to tell these people to keep their hands to themselves. So I wanted to know what Google would have to say about that. And Google says it's a microaggression. You know what I mean? And, it stems from them. Why it may start as curiosity is more so them feeling like they can do whatever they want with black bodies. That's what Google had to say about this. You know what I mean? So any of you who has seen my Facebook, that's the perspective. The context in which that was. It wasn't some random stranger just walking up to me playing in my hair, because they probably got punched in the face, honestly. But the fact that it's 2025 and people didn't learn from when this dude was in office the first time about certain people. Let's talk about certain people. Okay. Tosh, I don't think she's here right now. Tosh sent me something that I just saw a couple minutes ago. Check this out.
This is Trump's America. So a gang of violent white teens were caught on video yelling racial slurs and attacking a 14-year-old black kid, trying to put him into a meat grinder. This took place at a barn party in Wisconsin, and the media is barely even talking about it. Check out this video. That's all I can show on here, unfortunately, but just know they were yelling racial slurs at him throughout the entire video. This is a blatant hate crime, and there is no excuse for the rest of the media to not pick up the story immediately. The sheriff's department claimed they're investigating this situation, but it's a red state, so that probably means they're doing nothing about it. Luckily, the kid who was attacked in the video is okay, but he did suffer mental trauma from this event. We've seen this happen time and time again, especially in small towns in red states, and it always gets swept under the rug. Additionally, Donald Trump's message of hate, division, and racism only makes these instances more common and more severe. We can't allow the story to be buried. People need to see this. People need to know that racism and hate crimes are still very real in America in 2025. This is Trump's...
So, the fact that this young person was anywhere with a group of white people, Caucasians, the fact that he was there is alarming to me, because people are not teaching their children. Look, it's not racism. It's not hatred. It has been a pattern. Like the man said in the video, time and time again, we've seen this has been a pattern. When there's a group of white people and there is one black person, one melanated person, things like that happen. Don't you remember in Virginia? I think it happened. A sister was the only melanated person at a white sleepover, and she disappeared. You know what I mean? There's many other instances where there's one sole black person, and something terrible happens to them. I'm not sure why people are not making the connections here. You know what I'm saying? when are people going to learn? You know what I mean? When are you going to teach your people to be aware of their surroundings and not be, the first comment said, as a black person, do not be the only person in a white group. Don't do that. You know, we still have to say that. We still have to be aware of this. You see what I'm saying? Again, it's not hatred. It's not division. Self-awareness. It's caution. And it's intelligent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what else is there to say to that one? What's up, Dua? Peace and blessings to you also. Thank you. This session, yeah, with the hair is wild. It is. You know, I see people staring at me all the time. All the time. They don't dare come up to me and touch me. No. But the fact that in 2025, you still got to tell these people to keep their hands to themselves speaks volumes. Nothing has changed, y'all. Absolutely nothing. Ogun activation needed. Right. Luckily, that child is okay. He made it out alive. But you should be, look, y'all can't be somewhere and be the only black person there. If the tables were turned, let's be honest, ain't nothing going to happen. I've seen it. There's nothing that's going to happen to a white person in a room full of melanated people. I've been a part of this. Nothing has happened to those people. You know what I mean? There's no instances that's been documented where a group of black people have attacked a white person. It is what it is. Have you ever heard of using Tiger's Balm to activate and work with your chakras? I use Tiger Balm for pain, for muscle pain and soreness. So no, I've never heard that. I've never heard that one. I seen that. Maybe it's just me. I do not feel comfortable. I don't either. Like I said, it's not hatred. It's not. You know, I don't feel comfortable. Go hide yourself to those on the seek for now. Exactly right. One in Georgia too. Not surprised. Not surprised. Which brings me to my other point. It's alarming to me also how I feel safer in the hood, for real. Yeah. They're not even switching up the tactic. It's really right. That part. There she go. What's up, Tosh? I was just showing your video, Tosh, that you sent me of that black person who got attacked by the white people and got put or tried to get put into a meat grinder. I just finished showing that. And so I was talking about how you're not supposed to be the only person in a white group. You shouldn't. History should tell you that's not a great idea. It's not. Just like Legacy Segment just said, they're not even switching up the tactics at all. Nothing has changed. But brings me to my other point is that over the year, I've been doing this for almost 30 years now. And I have seen people who, my mindset that I tell y'all all the time, you either do it or you don't. Okay? Either do it or don't. I wish people would stop coming into this field pretending. You know what I'm saying? Not really wanting the knowledge and the expertise, but just dabbling. And just because it's trendy. Because I've seen so many people go back to religion. You know what I mean? And to me, that is going backwards. All right? You're telling me you get into the occult, into the metaphysics, and you find ways and you learn about how to make your reality real in the way you want it and to free yourself in every way possible. And you would rather go back to worshiping a sky daddy that makes it easier to avoid accountability. You know what I'm saying? That's what that does. All right? That's what that does. I had one person actually go through the gate walking process. At least I thought she did. That was my mistake because I didn't follow up on her work like I should have. Okay? She turns right around and go back to Seventh-day Adventists. All right? Seventh-day Adventists. Okay? Christianity. All right? Every single religion can be traced back to its origin. Every single one of them. No matter what it is. Mormonism, Baptist, a Seventh-day Adventist, Catholicism, all of this has an origin, and it all goes back to a Caucasian person. The fact that you would rather, and I'm not trying to talk bad about anyone. I'm just saying it is what it is. If that's what you would rather do, then do it. Okay? Stay true to yourself. Stay true to your path. But I just wish people would stop going into the occult or to metaphysics or to magic and acting like they're this adept and this master and everything, and then turn right around and go back to religion. I'm not calling anyone out, and I'm not naming any names. All right? I'm just saying be true to yourself. Just if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. Okay? How do you go? Gate walking has been the best path that I've ever seen in my life and my career. It frees you in every way possible to actually go through that process and then decide I would rather go back to worshiping the sky dad. I would rather do that. Speaks volumes about you. I don't judge anybody. I don't say to them that they wrong or try to convince them to stay on the path. Hey, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. There's no need to pretend. Okay? There's absolutely no need to pretend. I've always warned, as all of these old ancient grimoires have warned, that there's real risk in coming into the occult. There's absolute real risk. There's psychological damage that can be done. There are attacks that can happen. There's real risk, but the rewards are so worth it. Okay. And I'm always telling people that, these things can happen. I've seen people get turned inside out. I've seen people go crazy, literally. You know what I mean? Take it for what it's worth. Okay. But like I said, for you to want to go back to religion speaks volumes. I'd rather be around the majority of melanated people, maybe with one or two Caucasians, they come amongst us. Indeed. What's up, Lloyd? You can use Tiger Balm on your pineal gland. I did not know that. So thank y'all for bringing that to my attention. I say intention. Yes, there are so many people out here exposing the occult. They go hard for Scott. Yes, they do. They absolutely do. And I'm talking about people that I know who have actually performed in ceremonies, like voodoo ceremonies, the ATRs, and other ceremonies. I've seen people who do it for years go back to religion. That makes absolutely no sense to me. They hating on the singer Mario because he admitted his love for the occult. I need to look at that clip. That clip has been going around. I need to watch that. Most people that I've ever known whose awareness started kicking in 9 times out of 10 always go back. I think some people actually need religion. That is great. A great point. The way you put it is I should say it like that. Back to the box. Nonsensical. What's up, doctor? Talk about backsliding. Right. Right. Then apparently that must be where they supposed to. Right. Exactly. That's where they need to be. No judgments. Like I said, to me, it makes no logical sense. I have had a strong push from the algorithm to Christian content. I don't recommend this channel, but they push that Jesus crap anyway. It's warfare on their part. So it may be that as well. It could be. It could be. It absolutely could be. You know, but then again, I think people are so comfortable with the illusions. Like people are comfortable with the illusion that we are all the same, that everybody's human, that we are all the same species, that opportunities are equal, that everybody's all this nonsense. It's nonsense, y'all. It's nonsense. Panic gave out the okay. All right. Farewell to the flesh. I hope those powerful black magic spells I email you work. Magic. Okay, so I know you are. I guess I've not tried them. You know. Here's what Bobby had to say about it. Let's check out what Bobby Hemmett said about it. This makes so much sense when you hear the master teacher say it.
It's all in your fear. There's no such thing as no Satan. And once you get over the devil thing, you understand what I'm saying? Your mind can be expanded. It's the yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Because there's no such thing as evil. Evil is only what you perceive it to be. The way that you look into the abyss is the way the abyss stares back at you. If you're scared, then you're going to meet something that's going to scare you. You're only looking at your own mind. They teach you that on the movies. Freddy Krueger could not kill nobody unless they were scared. They say they act through your fears. Most animals, most dogs will not even bite you if you stare them straight in the eye. But if you're scared, they can sense your fears. That's your own mind is what you're scared about. And that's what's keeping you in prison. If you are in consciousness at this dispensation of time, and you learn a certain thing and you know better.
If no one ever taught you how to manage your money, or you're secretly ashamed of where you're at financially,
what will happen to you is, once you take yourself into consciousness, you leave a certain cycle behind you. So if you get a certain amount of consciousness like a chandelier, I know all about Diop and I know all about Dr. Ben, and you go back to living in this world and doing the same thought patterns as you did before you have consciousness, what will happen to you is once you go to a certain level, to go backwards, what will happen is that world will not be the same for you again, and a lot of things will start happening to you, mainly financially. You won't be able to get things together, and that's because you're holding back. That means that you only use the consciousness for a utility. You know, just to say, you know, like a new chandelier, it's the end thing.
Right.
You know, the kitchen is the end thing.
The end thing.
So you use it for that type thing, but you go back to the same life, back into this world, being Negroes. So as soon as you return back, that cycle that you left is no longer conducive for you. Because you have gone on, you will meet your joys in the cycle that's conducive to you if you keep the knowledge and see it through. You understand what I'm saying? It's to see it through. You can't, if you went to college, you can't go back to the first grade. You see. So you must not be afraid of this thing. You chose it because your spirit inside of you chose it. So by your spirit and chose, you locked in now. You got to see this thing through. The next thing we want to deal with right now is the neutralization of the ego.
Bobby put it so perfectly. That's why I fucks with Bobby all the time. He's the master teacher, in my opinion. You know what I mean? He has a way of saying things. He's country as hell, but he has a way of saying things. That is, for me, it is my 28th year. This month is my 28th year in the occult. That's like me going back to Catholicism. Now, I've been a Catholic since I was a teenager, since I was 14 or 15 years old. God, 14, 15. Yeah, somewhere around there. It wouldn't make sense to me All right. I have 3 college degrees. Okay. I could not go back to high school. You know what I mean? He put it perfectly. Peace, peace, Katrina. What's up? What's up? I had heard it from Conjure Queen when she was talking about dragons, and I do remember Panic saying it also. Okay. All right. Namaste. Namaste. They are opportunists and starve for occult information, but refuse to be accountable for their own shadow. That's why they got back to religion. Exact. Great way to put that, Lloyd. Thank you. Thank you. Speaking of shadow, I had something up here. Let's see. I'm gonna read something. Thanks for that, Lloyd. That was perfectly put. Perfectly. All right. The very essence of the concept of shadow is ambiguous. Throughout the ages and around the world, various cultures, religions, and individual philosophies have approached this idea in various ways, often discovering deep wells of meaning in the divine polarity of light and dark. A number of shamanic religions, including those indigenous to Asia, Europe, and the Americas, have long recognized the portion of the self deemed the shadow for its role in human spiritual development and understanding. The view of shadow as a spiritual force has also been carried into a number of modern religions. It is from the shadow aspects of the psyche that our magical reality is brought into vision. But no single tradition, no single personal book, including this one, can fully capture the meaning of shadow because its significance is so very personal. It is my hope that this book will inspire readers to explore and interpret esoteric darkness in their own ways, taking into consideration the suggested and proposed interpretations of shadow therein. Jung recognized the shadow self as the often non-conscious aspect of the human psyche that contains repressed thoughts and impulses. It is the portion of our mind that usually goes unrecognized, harboring fear and other unpleasant emotions that we have consciously rejected for one reason or another. In Jung's own words, everyone carries a shadow, and unless it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. That is, the more repressed one's shadow self is, the darker and more intense it becomes. Jung also notes the shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. This act is the essential condition for any kind of self-knowledge. This is from Shadow Magic Compendium. God, it's a great book. I teach shadow magic out of this particular book. Sharon took all the courses she knows. From what I can tell and from what she said, it was her favorite subject. A lot of people don't know the history of Christianity. I read Mama Watts' Volume 1 and Volume 2. And once I read that, you will understand Christianity is a creation of the Roman Catholic Church. Not only that, there's so much information out there. They don't even hide. And they show the history of Christianity. And so people going back to it, it just says so much to me. You know what I mean? That you can willfully ignore the history and the incredible violence in which it was forced on people. You can ignore all of that. Yep, I use that comment because of panic. Okay. Well, imagine, I found a sweet spot, and once Ishtar tells me it's time to move on, I will let her bring me the next occult practice. Tosh, you stay there as long as you want. As long as that works for you, then have at it. You know what I'm saying? It works, it works, it works. We're only concerned with results. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? I was 9 and killed Freddy in a dream with his own glove, but then I started walking towards that light. He came back and got me. I know why now. What Bobby say? Don't go into the light. Bobby did say that. He did. I can't remember which video it is. I can't remember, but yeah, I can't remember. I watched so many of Bobby's videos. Coincidence? No such thing as coincidence. Synchronicity. Synchronicity. That's heavy. I don't kill it. Nah. You got some strong Mars energy. I agree with that. And the Roman Catholic Church is a Moorish creation. They are not smart enough. And there you have it, right there, y'all. Once you get into the history of all the, like, that's why I'm so heavy on knowing the history and studying the origins of everything. That's why when people come along and say, like the ancient methods of doing magic don't matter. I mean, how does the foundation not matter? How does that unimportant? You know what I mean? Like how, Sway? How is the ancient methods just unimportant? So anyway, what's it gonna do next? What Tosh? Oh yeah. Speaking of which, we're talking about the church too. Bishop Marvin Winans. Okay, let's just watch the clip. I know y'all seen this by now, right? This one.
I, Roberta McCoy, given faith and stand in unity with the vision of perfecting church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Dora Church pause. You want to go back to that? Be my guest. Be my fucking guest. It is 2025. You carry a computer around in your pocket, in your hand all day long. You have access to so much information. You got access to the origins of not just the church, but anything that you want information on, you can get. And you choose to do that in 2025. So be it. So be it. With Mars and Scorpio, so that makes sense. Babalawo says, I'm a child of Ogun. Never thought of that. Extortion, right. Pastors are pimps, and those people laughing are hyenas. This is why churches are losing members. They doing so much wicked shit, and to conform to today's society is they twerking in church now. It's supposed to be a sacred space. They twerking and doing all kinds of diabolical shit in the church now. But you want to go back to that. So anyway, they want to go back to the illusions. Look, man, leave people where they need to be and don't judge. All right? I say don't judge, right? However, they do teach to not engage with people who are not of them. They do teach this. So remember me saying to y'all, find your soul tribe. more than ever because people prefer illusions over truth. You know what I'm saying? Should have took it all back. Right. How about that? I was like, nigga, give me my shit back. Shit. I ain't giving no $1,000 to no fuck. In today's society, look, they're cutting food stamps and all kinds of shit. They're cutting government assistance. People are struggling. And soldiers, United States soldiers, are standing in food pantries right now. And you're giving $1,000 to a church. Okay. All right. Door pause for real, right? You know, most pastors are ex-pimps, so he's only in his element. All right. And Sharon again, well, I know you fucking lying. Right? Makes sense. Yeah. He said, give me my money now. Right. I seen that exactly why I stay off of social media because the nonsense out here is wild. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Peace, Imhotep. What's up? Speaking of Imhotep, I was watching The Mummy earlier. It's funny to me that hieroglyphics tell you how dark-skinned those people are, and in the movie The Mummy, just about everybody's Caucasian looking. They refuse. They absolutely refuse to show the people who are actually there. They refuse to do that. Prosperity gospel. All right. Moon and Scorpio. Yes. Yeah, I say exactly to leave people where they are. Most humans are props. The Truman Show. Leave people where they are. I say don't judge, but leave people where they at. Don't try and when I first came into knowledge, I was trying to convince everybody of, you know, from eating pork to praying to a sky daddy to Allah was the one true God. You know, I was arrogant with that knowledge back then. You know, I've grown and matured since then, and you just got to leave people where they are. It's the spell. People can't be that blind. And unfortunately, they are that blind. He had the nerve to demand $2,000 like people ain't right. You're right. And he's driving a Benz. Well, that's the next. It's about to pull up in a new Mercedes Benz, right? What's up, Sister Righteous? These books expose me to the history of Christianity. The Rising, the book called The Book Your Church. Oh, I have that book. The book called The Book Your Church Doesn't Want You to Read. I have that book. Thanks, Sister Righteous. I shall be putting that in my Patreon, so look for that. I tried to watch Gods of Egypt a couple weeks back, 5 minutes. I couldn't. Somebody, I can't remember who suggested I watch Gods of Egypt. I've not gotten to that yet. And I'm all for, you know, I'm a movie buff, and I'm all for getting the knowledge and fuck the actors. Sometimes you just can't do it. Sometimes it's just like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Not Sky Daddy. Yeah, Sky Daddy. Only I see on the search. That's it. More fuckery. Let's see. More fuckery. Trying to say they are making bitches out of our young men, making our women masculine. You know what I mean? Like I told y'all before, it ain't gonna stop. It's like as long as they control all this shit, it's not gonna stop. You know what I mean? Because look at this right here. You know, and that's why they got celebrities doing bullshit. because they know how much they influence they have. Here's a strong, independent woman that don't need no man right here. That's the new niggas. This is what they are. I don't even know who this is, to be honest. Look at that. They ain't the only one, though, y'all. Check this out. I couldn't figure this shit out for the life of me. Look at this right here. What is going on in this video right here? Y'all see this shit? Look at it one more time. Look at this. His hands behind me, and this nigga got his legs up in the air. Jesus Christ, man. It's like non-fucking stop. You know what I mean? Fuckery doesn't stop, y'all. It doesn't stop there. You know, politics are now calling pregnant women host bodies.
Tonight for repeatedly referring to pregnant women as host bodies.
One has to think, well, there's a host body, and that host body has to have a certain amount of rights, because at the end of the day, it is that body that carries this entire other body to term.
The Speaker of the Florida House is apologizing tonight for repeated
host bodies. Host bodies. They're not women no more. They host bodies. Pregnant women are host bodies. I'm trying to see what this other clip you sent me, Katrina. Let me see. What is this? Oh, not that one. Oh, yeah. In Virginia, group of men in Halloween masks terrorized a Virginia family, tried breaking in and threatened to kill them. Okay? It just never stops. Y'all don't get it. You know, magic is the only shit that's going to save y'all.
It is like a scene straight out of a horror film. This unsettling new video shows creepy masked figures standing at the front door of an Alexandria home, at times even ringing the bell and jiggling the handle. The family told our Josh Chapin at first they thought this was a Halloween prank until the situation took a terrifying turn. Now they're asking, why them?
Worst nightmare.
What seemed like a Halloween prank turned into a nightmare for one Alexandria family this week.
It was just a blessing that I was in the house that day.
Shayla, whose last name we're not revealing to protect them, has been staying here with her mom and little brother temporarily.
I want to get you. Open the door.
That's her voice you can hear on the Ring doorbell camera.
It is like a scene straight out of a horror film. This unsettling new video shows creepy masked figures standing at the front door of an Alexandria home, at times even ringing the bell and jiggling the handle. The family told our Josh Chapin at first they thought this was a house.
Oh, it started all over again. So, yeah, how many more incidences is it going to take it for people to see that we're not all the same and, you know, protect yourselves? There is an increase also. There's an increase of road rage. Even where I live at, there's an increase. The number's pretty high. I think it's like 67% increase road rage. You know what I mean? And people cutting other people off. And people just doing stupid shit. A melanated teenager, I think he's a teenager, just lost his life after honking at a woman who sat at a green light. She followed him. Fired a single shot. He passed away. You can Google this one. You know what I mean? She looks to be Hispanic. How many times have I told y'all, I ain't got no friends, y'all. I don't give a fuck how many good Caucasians y'all know or good. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know, I'm just being realistic and what society is actually showing you. Not just showing you now, but historically has shown you. Y'all got no friends. So how can you follow the illusions of people who do not like you? How you follow their illusions? Like I said, every religion has an origin, and it can be traced back to a single person who has invented it. Take it or leave it. Is it? I figured. Oh no, not a problem, Prox. I'm going to be putting. What did I say? The book your church doesn't want you to read is an excellent book. Yeah. That's Simone Biles. Okay. Nah, unfortunately, that was real. I've been watching a lot of AI videos because now they on fat people. I don't know why they on fat people all of a sudden, but yeah. Host bodies. That's right, host bodies. They ate non-biological beings. That's why they say that shit. Right. That's exactly why they say that shit. Honestly, they may not be talking to us or women. It could be walk-ins, clones he's saying that for. Maybe they are host bodies for whatever coming soon. Could be. I don't know. But this is Florida where everything happens. You can pay me to live in Florida or California these days. A lot of weird stuff, yes. See, this is why you have to be like Granny on the Beverly Hills. She always had yes, she did. She always had a shotgun. Always. I would have made them a Molotov cocktail, right? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for speaking on road rage. I saw one during the live. Yes, it's happening more and more. Like I said, they did the statistics on it. And the number is very, very high. And people that were interviewed are willingly telling these people that they are crashing out on the road. They're crashing out. They're cutting people off. They're flipping people off. They're cussing people out. You know what I'm saying? People are getting violent on the road. You cannot tell me that the past 5 years has nothing to do with this. Speaking of which, did you hear about the 10 and 9-year-olds who snatched a 5-year-old black girl and tortured her? Yes, I heard about that one. 10 and 9 years old and torched this special needs child. 10 and 9 years old. 10 and 9 years old. Don't give no one no reactions. That's what they're looking for, right? I know you do, Nikki. I know you live in Florida, and I pray for you. I do. I pray for you. The shit that I see in Florida that happens in Florida is like, how can anyone live there? But speaking of the past 5 years, I want to show y'all what these things do inside your bodies. Let's see if I can find it. I had it up because I showed my wife recently. These things are intelligent. You know what I mean? They are intelligent. There we go. I found it. Check this out, y'all. Check this out.
a demonstration of nanotech. This is little micro robots, yeah, performing tasks. This one is it moving the fat and getting into the blood, yeah. As you can see, it's moving it along there, see, and helping. This one's going to put the circuit and create the light. You see how clever it is? Yeah.
Those are nanobots.
Now, there's conspiracy theories out there that this is in the V and building chips in people's bodies. Now, what you'll see is it froze that up there, yeah? It's that intelligent that it knew it couldn't get up, so what it does, and you'll see it here, it chucks it up. It froze it up. Watch, look. Froze one over, yeah? So the intelligence is obviously coming from us via some Wi-Fi connection or something like that. But I just wanted you to see nanotech and how advanced it really is, folks. That's all. Here it is. Just to give you a little idea of, what's going on in the technology world, if you like, and where we're at. So nicotine is the killer. Yeah, it will kill all this. The Australian scientists have already shown that in videos now. So if you want to get rid of this, I wouldn't say start smoking. I'd just say get some nicotine in you and happy days. Remove the damage, yeah? If it's the case that you feel that, you might have some of this in you. Just saying, yeah?
So anyway, that's just a sample of what those things do. That video is old, but the technology is more advanced now. You know what I mean? The nanobots. Y'all know what the nanobots are, right? I don't have to tell y'all. Y'all are an intelligent group. Okay? Y'all cannot tell me the events of the past 5 years has nothing to do with what's going on now. 10 and 9 years old tortured a 5-year-old. 10 and 9 years old. Right. Truly dystopian days. Yes, Dr. Valentine did an entire lecture on what is in those jabs. That's why they were pushing boosters back to back. Exactly. And you know what? We warned them. Myself, I kept getting my shit wiped off Facebook every time I posted something about it. I'm like, look, y'all, and I'm noticing family members and people that have gotten that just acting really retarded, really strange, lying for no reason, just out of pocket. You know what I mean? So take it or leave it. See what I'm saying? First time I heard of these was in the game Xenogears. That was in the late 90s. Really? Okay. Here's my Instagram. My Instagram is the Magical Elite Supply Shop. Trying to go to my main page so I can show you. Here we go, right here. Nikki. This is my Instagram. I barely use it, to be quite honest. To me, it's just a bunch of pictures, but this is my Instagram right here. The Magic Elite Supply Shop, all one word. You'll recognize what's right behind me is on it. Is the photo for the Instagram too. This is why I say, y'all, I'm not preaching about last days or anything like that. I'm just saying, do what you got to do to protect yours, you and yours. I had some books I wanted to show y'all, but it looks like I ran out of time. Yeah, it looks like I ran out of time. Yeah, that movie. I remember that movie. Nicotine. Yeah. There's other ways to flush yourself, but yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. Nikki, if you send me a request on Instagram, I will find that information for you and forward it to you. I promise you that. I can do that. I'm sure I can find it. I got friends in my circle that I got a very strict kind of circle. So people are glitching everywhere. Exactly. Everywhere. They was putting those boxes. Also, I studied biology in college. And when they said messenger RNA, I was like, oh, hell no. Right. The show Eureka had a premise that the government and science was far more advanced than they let on, and what we have in general public is actually old. Exactly. I say this all the time, that by the time they show it to you, it is already years, 5 to 10 years old. It's already old. Okay. I got you. Folks be acting like they forgot Tuskegee and the smallpox blankets. America's home with the psychosocial science experiments. Right. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. Oh yeah. Is it on his channel? Do I? Honestly, I haven't watched Phil in a minute. I really haven't. But thank y'all for joining me today. This has been I hope this has been enlightening for y'all. I really do. I'm always going to speak about magic and ways to protect yourselves. Get that London lecture, y'all, if you can. Bobby live in London, one of his best lectures. He give out a bunch of rituals, a bunch of spells that you can use to protect yourself, and just in general. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I'm the one and only. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I hope y'all enjoyed the Friday live I did with Miss Bliss. She was very enlightening, very entertaining young lady. Nice old afro. I can't wait for her to come back. You know what I'm saying? So enjoy yourself, protect yourself and your loved ones. I am the one, the only Magick Lacroix. I see y'all next time as I greet you in peace. Namaste. Peace, y'all. Dr. Phil been on Uncle. Okay. Have a great evening. You as well. Thank you, Dua, Ultra Instinct. Everybody that came, I see y'all. Thank you.